white, paper-thin and translucent, bowls by Swiss artist Arnold Annen. The porcelain is barely more than 1 millimeter thick. In his work, Annen explores the physical limits of his material.
I've always been fascinated by transparent porcelain. It's pure white, like snow. You don't need to add any color to it, because as the light changes from hour to hour over the course of the day, it lends a different color to the porcelain.
Arnold Annen ranks among the most important artists working with ceramics today. He was the first artist in Switzerland to experiment with porcelain using these techniques. His paper-thin bowls also make a distinctive sound. Many ceramics artists prefer to have others carry out their designs, but Annen does the work himself in his studio in Basel. Making the bowls requires a lot of experience and a lot of strength too. Annen wouldn't be able to manage it without the help of his partner, Violetta Fassbender. She is also a ceramics artist.
He can't turn the wheel, keep track of the time and pour all at once. Pouring the porcelain is very strenuous, so he needs another pair of hands.
Annen has developed some new techniques to create his pieces. He calls one technique floating. He heats the bowl using a gas burner to remove small pieces of porcelain from the surface. That creates an interesting surface texture, and it makes the porcelain even thinner.
I wanted to put my own personal mark, my own personal expression on it, and to break new ground internationally. The idea of doing something that hadn't been done before appealed to me. There's a competitive element internationally, and I wanted to take part in that.
In that, Annen has also succeeded. His work has been displayed all over the world, including in the US, Japan, and China. Other world-famous artists like Ai Weiwei have also worked with ceramics on a large scale, like in this installation made up of thousands of freshwater crabs. In Germany, Norbert Prangenberg was one of the first artists to begin working with ceramic in the 1980s. Rosmaria Trockel is also another well-known German ceramics artist. Ceramics has been an important medium for much of human history. More than 22,000 years ago, humans were using clay to make ceramics. Porcelain is an especially delicate form of ceramic art, invented in China around the year 620. Ceramic has long been used in art, but its main use was for ritual objects and objects used in daily life.
Ceramics were first mainly used to make storage containers, especially during the Neolithic age, when humans became settled and started cultivating crops and raising livestock. They used ceramics for conservation and storage.
But for much of history, ceramic art wasn't particularly prestigious. Ceramics was often associated with pottery class and dishware. Arnold Annen began his career with an apprenticeship in pottery.
In the beginning, I made objects for daily use, things like teapots and jugs. Then I left Switzerland for Amsterdam, rented a studio with a garden and some living space, and I spent a year experimenting with porcelain.
Some of the experiments failed. Even today, some of his works end up in the rubbish bin. But that's part of what's so fascinating about the process. Arnold Annen is still experimenting, pushing porcelain to the limits of what it can accomplish.